Today, mortgage stress breaks 1 million households. Hello again, I'm Martin North from Digital Finance Analytics. Welcome to our latest post covering finance and property news with a distinctively Australian flavour. Our latest mortgage stress and default analysis is out. So we review the results as we estimate now that more than 1 million households across the country are in mortgage stress, a sad record which will cause significant pain down the track. And by the way, if you value the content we produce, please do consider joining our Patreon program, where you can support our ability to continue to make great content. Here is the link, and it's in the comments below. Digital Finance Analytics has released the September 2018 Mortgage Stress and Default Analysis update, and we've just crossed the 1 million households for the first time ever in our history. The RBA latest data on household debt to income to June reached a new high of 190.5, and this helps to explain the figures that we see in our stress report. Across Australia, more than 1 million households are estimated now to be in mortgage stress. Last month that was 996,000. This equates to 30.6% of owner-occupied borrowing households. In addition, more than 22,000 of these are in severe stress. And we estimate that more than 61,000 households risk 30-day default in the next 12 months. We continue to see the impact of flat wages growth, rising living costs, and higher real mortgage rates. Bank losses are likely to rise a little ahead. This rise in stress is to be expected and should be of no surprise at all, given the fact that significant numbers of households have had their potential borrowing power crimped by lending standards belatedly being tightened and are therefore mortgage prisoners. More than 40% of those seeking to refinance are now having difficulty, and this is strongly aligned to those who are registering as stressed. These are households urgently trying to reduce their monthly outgoings. Continued rises in living costs, notably childcare, school fees, and fuel, whilst real incomes continue to fall and underemployment, together are causing significant pain. Many are dipping into savings to support their finances. Our analysis uses the DFA core market model, which combines information from our 52,000 household surveys, public data from the RBA, ABS and APRA, and private data from lenders and aggregators. The data is current to the end of September 2018. We analyse household cash flows based on real incomes, outgoings, and mortgage repayments, rather than using an arbitrary 30% of income. Households are defined as stressed when net income or cash flow does not cover ongoing costs. They may or may not have access to other available assets, and some have paid ahead, but households in mild stress have little leeway in their cash flows, whereas those in severe stress are unable to meet repayments from current income. In both cases, households manage this deficit by cutting back on spending, putting more on credit cards, and seeking to refinance, restructure, or to sell their home. Those in severe stress are more likely to be seeking hardship assistance and are often forced to sell. The probability of default extends our mortgage stress analysis by overlaying economic indicators such as employment, future wage growth, and CPI changes. And our core market model also examines the potential of portfolio risk of loss in basis point and value terms. Losses are likely to be higher among more affluent households, contrary to the popular belief that affluent households are well protected. And this is shown in our segmented analysis. Regional analysis shows that New South Wales has around 276,000 households in stress, compared with 270,000 last month. Victoria has 277,000, compared with 270,000 last month. Queensland has 177,000 compared with 175,000 last month, and Western Australia has 133,000 compared with 134,000 last month. The probability of default over the next 12 months rose with around 11,600 in Western Australia, around 11,300 in Queensland, 15,300 in Victoria, and 16,200 in New South Wales. The largest financial losses relating to bank write-offs reside in New South Wales at $1.1 billion from owner-occupied borrowers, Victoria $1.45 billion from owner-occupied borrowers, but losses are likely to be the highest in Western Australia at 3.4 basis points, which equates to just over $8 billion from owner-occupied borrowers in the West. The postcode with the highest number of households in stress is New South Wales postcode 2560, which includes areas around Campbelltown. Here, 7,788 households are in mortgage stress and 115 risk default in the next 12 months. Second on the list is another New South Wales postcode 2710, which covers areas around Liverpool, another Western Sydney region. Here, 6,597 are registering as stressed and 111 risk default in the next year. Then in third place, we go to Queensland, to 4350, the area around Toowoomba, with 6,248 households in difficulty and 250 risking default. In fourth place is Victorian postcode 3806, which includes Berwick and Harkaway, where 6,244 households are stressed and 144 risk default in the next year. And to round off the top five, we go across to Perth to 6065, which includes Hocking, Tapping and Wanneroo. Here, 5,748 households are in stress and 280 risk default in the next 12 months. You can review the rest of the top 20 list at your leisure. But it's worth noting that many of these areas have expanded fast in recent years, with high population growth, plenty of new builds on small lots, and households with large mortgages relative to income. Some of the households on the list have higher than average incomes, but significant financial commitments and no real income growth. All the indicators are that pressure on households will intensify ahead, with more running down savings, seeking additional credit, or generally hunkering down. This is all not conducive for encouraging a lift in household spending, one of the main economic growth engines the country has relied on for the past decade. So there are more storm clouds ahead. And we note around half of households in our surveys do not maintain a cash flow, so do not have a good sense of what they earn and spend each month. Indeed, some do not even know their current mortgage repayments or interest rates. Our experience is that knowing where you stand is a good start to tackling mortgage stress, and there are tools available, for example, on ASIC's MoneySmart site, which can help. Once you know where you stand, you can prioritise. I'll put a link in the comments below. Those who seek to refinance to relieve the pressure or put more on credit cards are actually building more issues down the track. And whilst rating savings, if they are available, may assist in the short term, this is also not a long-term solution. Finally, a reminder. If you are in financial stress, remember lenders have a legal responsibility to assist in case of hardship, so talk to them early. Just hoping things will improve is a risky strategy in the current low-income, high-cost environment that we find ourselves in. Finally, a quick reminder that our next live stream Q&A session is scheduled for the 16th of October 2018 at 8 p.m. Sydney. Here is a link to the reminder on YouTube. You can join the live chat then, or send me questions beforehand. And by the way, if you value the content we produce, please do consider joining our Patreon program, where you can support our ability to continue to make great content. The link is in the comments below. And as always, if you like what you've seen here today, please share and like the post and add a comment or question. I read them all. And if you want to join the growing band of subscribers who receive alerts when we release new posts, do subscribe now by hitting the subscribe bell. And if you've already subscribed, many thanks. I really appreciate your support and participation. I'm Martin North, the Principal Analyst at Digital Finance Analytics. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.